Chris Moore, and in today's video we have a 2017 Kawasaki Ninja 650. This is the new redesigned generation, and this thing looks super good. It's got a Yoshimura full exhaust system. This thing sounds really nice, and it removed the catalytic converter. So we are going to be dyno and tuning this thing today. It currently has a Power Commander PC5 installed. We are going to be running it, doing a baseline pull, seeing what kind of power it makes with the PC5 installed. Then we're going to clear the PC5 out, remove the ECU, and do a ECU flash on this bike to get rid of all the restrictions in the ECU that hold these things back and limit the horsepower in order to pass emissions and EPA and all kind of BS that we don't like. All right, guys, stay with us. Baseline pull coming up in 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, here we go. Baseline pull. Hopefully you'll be able to see the air-fuel ratio. You can see how lean the bike is running pretty much all the time. Cruising wide open throttle. Keep an eye on that, and let's see what we can come up with. Can we still see it? Let you know what we got going on with the baseline pull on this Ninja 650. As you can see, we made 62 horsepower. Everything looks pretty decent going up through here, and then you see the bike nosedive and just like shut off. Well, look at the air-fuel ratios. So right around in here is about where we want to be, in the low to mid 13s on the air-fuel ratio. Well, as we put the mouse here, you can see we're in the 15s, then we swing down here in the 13s. And then, I mean, we're literally just all over the place with this air fuel turn. So there we are at tune at 16.6. And then as you can see, it nosedives down to the 14s. And then right here where all the horsepower falls off, literally it reads max lean. In other words, that's as lean as the dyno will read. So basically in the factory ECU, they just shut off the fueling. So another thing we got to talk about is this bike has a PC5 on it. So I just plugged into the PC5, and lo and behold, we look at the map, and it's for a Ninja 650 with a Yoshimura full exhaust and an air filter. So that is what Power Commander gives you / sells you as the perfect setup for this bike. So we have a Yoshimura full exhaust, we have a Ninja 650, we have a Power Commander 5, and we have a horrible tune. Come on, man. So anyways, I'm gonna show you what goes on in the ECU on this thing. I've got the ECU removed. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull up this, other maps, and we're going to look, once we put the bike into gear, these are the secondary throttle plates. So this is basically, you got one set of throttle plates that works off your hand. So when you twist the gas wide open, it of course opens those valves. Well, another set of these valves is in the bike, and they work off the ECU itself. So whenever you go wide open, these are our throttle percentage charts up here. So this is 25% throttle, 29% throttle, and so on. Well, we get over here to 94% throttle, which is basically wide open. You can see that as we go down through here, here's 80%. That's at 5,000 RPMs. So it never really opens up until 9,000 RPMs. You see it goes to 100. And then you can see here, it goes back to 65% at 12,000 RPMs. So another thing that's limited is the ignition maps. The ignition is held back in this bike with timing retarded up top. And what we're gonna do is put that back in there. Now, as you know, I don't discuss ignition timing numbers. It's kind of sort of a secret of the trade. So we're going to adjust all that, and then we've got other things that we can do. We can turn off the stock O2 sensor so it won't be messing with the tune. We can disable the top speed rev limiter, and we can also disable the fuel cut and evap systems that this bike may have. All right guys, we're about to do this. I'm about to work some magic on the old trusty ECU, and we're gonna see what horsepower we get out of this thing next. All right guys, while the ECU is flashing now, we're gonna come over here and zero out the power commander. Now what that means is we're basically gonna take the map that's in it, highlight all the numbers by clicking up here in this corner. That highlights them all. We're gonna type in 0, and that officially puts the zeros in all the numbers. I know you got a glare on the screen, you can't see it, but we're just gonna hit send map. And then now essentially we have a 0 map in the power commander, meaning it is doing absolutely nothing to our tune. So when the customer gets home, he can choose to take the power commander off and sell the power commander for enough to pay for the ECU Flashed, or basically, you know, some of the tuning that he's getting done. For those of you who have this bike and would like to get the ECU Flashed, you can mail your ECU in. We can basically upload this same tune to it. The ECU is right here under the gas tank. So it's kind of sort of a pain, but you got to remove some of the bodywork panels, and then the gas tank will lift up. The ECU's in there. It says our ECU writing is complete. Let's go ahead and get another baseline pull. right, guys, we're starting to get some decent looking numbers now out of this ECU Flash. We've gained a couple horsepower in the mid-range, couple horsepower in the low range, but look out here in the top end by extending the rev limiter and getting this fueling right on this thing, and we're still not even correct yet, so it's going to do better and better. Stay tuned to see the final results. All right, guys, we just finished up the tuning on this new Ninja 650R. Got some really nice gains out of it. We only went from 62 to 63 horsepower, but hold on, before you go to typing away, you gotta see where the gains are at. So overall, we've got a nice gain throughout the whole entire RPM curve. And keep in mind too that we can't necessarily see part throttle gains. So where the secondary throttle plates were closed off to like 40–50% cruising around, now we're at 100%, so that's going to make a big difference everywhere. But look out here in the top end range, we went from 51 horsepower to 62 horsepower, and then on top of that it just keeps pulling much farther. We've increased the top speed a good bit. So the owner of the bike said he had a top speed of around 120 miles per hour. We did a 6-gear run one time and it went 133 miles per hour. So that should be really nice, significant gains. If you have one of these bikes, hit me up, go to mooremafia.com. All the details are there on the ECU flashing page. You can send your bike ECU in. We can unrestrict it and put a fuel tune in it for your exhaust system, and it's gonna help you out a ton. It's only 200 bucks to do the mail-in flash, or if you'd like to get your bike in here on the dyno, we can schedule that as well. Just contact us through the mooremafia.com website, where you can also pick up shirts, hoodies, hats, stickers, whatever you need for your bike, we'll get you hooked up. All right, guys, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I hope we've taught you something today. Smash that like button and have a good day, guys. See ya.